broadcast is now starting. All attendees
Test
are
one,
in
two,
listen-only mode.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And I appreciate you coming in. I was going to have a real short meeting today. First of all, I wanted to tell you that we are scheduling meetings around the country. This is my Google Calendar. Oh my God, look how many people I talk to every day. This is my Google Calendar, and we'll be at the Scaling New Heights show in Orlando next week on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Saturday, I'm going to be at Chauncey Hutter's Build Your Tax Practice Conference in Virginia. And then on the 6th and 7th, we'll be at Russell Flagg's Technology and Accounting Conference in Los Angeles. So we're out and about. Then the following week, we're going to start bringing the new Talk accounting app to you in your town so we can start using this to get clients. And I'll be in Phoenix on the 13th, Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio the rest of that week. Then on the first week or the last week of June, Los Angeles, Orange County, and San Diego, followed by Chicago and Detroit. Now, I don't have the whole country mapped out yet. We'll give you plenty of warning. I just wanted you to know that we are coming out there because we have discovered that it is easy to spend 10 or 20 bucks a head, get in front of a room of people, demonstrate 3 transactions, and sign 80% plus to the people in the room up. Once you got their transactions, moving them to your accounting client is a very short step. Okay, good. Now, that's not the purpose of our call today, though. Here's what I really wanted to talk about, and that is setting up a social or an online presence. And if you had asked me 10 years ago about LinkedIn or Facebook, I would have laughed. I tried Facebook ads. They were a disaster. In 1995, our website was killer. By 2005, the response rate, no matter what we did, sucked, which, by the way, that still hasn't changed. Websites are not money makers. Interestingly, they're place cards, though, and you have to have them. Because here's what has happened in the last few years. Everyone under 45, when they're thinking about shopping an accountant, they will go online first and check you out. And they'll check you out first on your website, and then they're going to look at your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, probably your Yelp page to see if you have any reviews, and they might even check a few others. But at the very minimum, or they're just never going to call you. Now, people over 45 don't do this so much, but they also don't switch accountants very often. And they're not starting new businesses. They're kind of locked down, and that's where they're going to be the rest of their life. They're not the place where you can go get new clients so you can build your firm up and probably sell it out when you get ready to retire. So it's important that you have a website and that you update it, and you don't have to spend a lot of money here. This is something you can get done on Fiverr for 150 bucks, 250 bucks. I think that's exactly what we spent to build the Talk website. And, all they do is they just take everybody just uses these same platforms. So they just plug and play the stuff in. It's not hard to do. And I'm not going to tell you about SEO and all that stuff. I don't believe that still is worth all the effort. And the only reason you would start a blog is so that you have something to say to people. One thing I do think it's really important to do is have a list of potential buyers. And that's what we're going to do with this Talk thing. If you go out and see 100 people, you'll have paid the promoter $1,000 or $2,000 to get in front of that room for 15 minutes. However, if you get 80% of the people in the room to download that app, that means you just put 80 names in your database for that $1,000. Now, is that worth it? Oh my goodness. half of them will upgrade to the QuickBooks link, and they'll pay you $20 a month. You make 10, so you break even right there. But 4 or 5 of those people are going to upgrade to some sort of monthly accounting or tax returns. You might get 20 or 30 of them as tax returns because you got all their documents. So it is absolutely worth it. But that means you're going to have 80 names in a database that you need to manage and maintain. So we strongly recommend to use some, you could use Outlook if you don't want to pay for anything. And just start adding those names. And when you do, look and see if they have a website and link to that. Look and see if they have LinkedIn or Facebook. And because that's the next thing that's really important. You have to have a Facebook page today for your business. And and here's the reason why. Everybody's on Facebook. Everyone. I mean, we're talking almost the entire planet now is on Facebook. Even your old fart customers are on there. And this is a great way to go in, find your old fart customers, make a note on their webpage or on their feed, and they're going to feel better about you. So it's just one of those things that I hate to do. I wish I didn't have to do it. But if I want this younger group of customers, it's now absolutely vital. But once again, it's not expensive. You'll find 1,000 people calling you up, telling you about how they're going to get you on the front page of Google, and how they're going to design a content management so you get traffic. Don't do any of that. Not in our business. You're going to get more clients standing up in front of the Kiwanis Club in 15 minutes than you'll get in a year of spending money building out a website, SEO, or building content. You don't need to do all that. It's expensive. It's hard work. You'll get bored with it before it ever actually starts pulling any customers in. So save your money. This, again, is something that setting up a business page on Facebook is something that you can get done on Fiverr, and that one's only going to be 50 or 75 bucks. It's so simple and cheap to do that it's insane not to do it. But remember, those people under 45, check. Now, that doesn't mean they're calling you because you have a Facebook page or a LinkedIn page. It means that they didn't scratch you off the list. See, these people will have 3 or 4 or 5 people they want to search on or look at because that's what came up when they typed in on Google. They're going to skip over you. And you're not even going to be in consideration. So that's the point that I'm really trying to make here. If you're not online, they figure you're not real, and they simply won't do business with you. Now, this is really going to hold true with those 80 people that download your app, because your name and website are going to be on the front of that app, and every time the credit card pings them, and that's going to happen once a day, they're going to get a ping and say, hey, by the way, you've got transactions that you need to take care of. Well, every time that happens, they're going to think about you. And we want them to then start looking at what we've posted, etc. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is LinkedIn. And this is the holy grail. Now, this is something you absolutely yourself should be spending 15 minutes a day on. And I'm going to tell you multiple reasons why. Number one, if you're not here, you lose clients. Number two, you are going to find a ton of potential business on LinkedIn. And in the last 2 weeks, I have picked up 10 highly qualified leads from LinkedIn connections. One, John Plack, who has a company called Tax Coach out of Dallas. I'm actually flying over to Dallas to meet him because he has 500 accountants in his customer base and probably 5,000 in his prospect base. But those 500 people are great potential customers for Talk Accounting. So that only happened because of LinkedIn. If I had not been reaching out to people I thought might send us business or work with us and ask them to connect, or sending them little messages or notes or happy birthdays, that kind of thing, Plaque would have never called me. So here's the big reason I love LinkedIn, because when I see when I get on here, the first thing I'll do is I look for my customers and clients. That's where I start. And I send them an invitation. Do you want to connect with us? And they almost all say yes. You know, sometimes people ignore it, but almost all of them say yes. But look over here. You can see I've got a lot of connections. I've got 2,200 people now that are, when I post something on LinkedIn, these people know who I am and they read it, but that's not the big money maker. Here's the money maker. I've got this guy, Scott Trosdahl. I don't even recall ever meeting him, but we just became connected. I can send him a one-to-one message at any time, right down here in the bottom right corner. I just click message and I can type a one-to-one, and it's going to show up on his screen the next time he logs on. But it gets even better. Let's go down here and look at this guy, Bob Mason. Now, Bob is an accountant in Capitola. I don't even know where Capitola is. But anyway, here's what's amazing. Somewhere around here. Oh, look at that in the right top corner. Bob knows 183 people, and here they all are. Now, I have 2,200 accounting firms that I'm connected to, but out of his 183 people, I'm seeing probably a half a dozen to a dozen that are accounting firms. And so now I can call Bob and say, can you introduce me to, and he'll say, yeah, I met that guy at a conference 2 years ago. Sure, let me send a note over to him. That is why you want to be on LinkedIn, because these 2,200 people that I'm connected with, let me see if I can go back to my page now. These 2,200 people all know 5 or 10 other accountants that they're connected with. And so I've got 5,000 to 20,000 potential accountants now that I can reach out to. And I don't do this work, by the way. I do a little time on LinkedIn every day, but on the Facebook and on the website and on blogging and all that other stuff, Ascencia does it. She spends about an hour a day, and she has added to our database of prospects in the last 3 months probably around 280 prospects to our database. And that's out of that potential of 5 to 20,000 that we hope to get before the end of the year. I mean, that is phenomenal. And so when I write these people an email, they answer it. Our email openership rate has now gotten up to 33%. And 1% is considered okay, and we're up to 33% because we're reaching out and touching people in multiple ways, and that's really the gigantic advantage of doing this. And you don't even have to pay the money. I pay the $90 a month to be in this LinkedIn, to be on their super server service, but you don't have to spend any money, and you still get a lot of value out of it. I just spend the money because we do lots of searches and lots of research on LinkedIn. And now here's the rest of the story that's really damned interesting. We have discovered that in calling on business people and in calling on accountants both, over the last 6 months, we have discovered that people without a LinkedIn profile are the hardest people to sell new ideas to. Now, isn't that interesting? If they're not bothering in this social world that's evolved over the last couple of years, if they're letting it pass by, they're going to let what you have to say about how you can help them in their business, they're going to let that pass by as well. So this is something that we're not going to give you a lot of advice or training. We're not offering this as a service. It's just an observation that we've made over here this year that although we probably have ignored it, all of us have ignored it too much. And I know that because I look at your websites every day, and I look at your LinkedIn profiles, by the way. Excuse me. Because I look up everybody that contacts us. We have a list of 1,392 firms that we are currently talking to about Talk Accounting. And what you're looking at right now is the front of my contact management. I use Infusionsoft. Do not recommend it. Way too complicated. But you'll see that a lot of these people I have already picked up LinkedIn addresses or connections with, and that's because it's so easy to just go to the guy's record, and if I want to say something to this guy, I just click on his LinkedIn link and it opens it up, and I can communicate with this guy immediately now by sending him an in-mail, or if he connects with me, then I just use a message. But what a simple one-to-one way to communicate with people and pick up sales leads. So I have no idea who that guy is, but that just popped up because I was randomly checking. So let's summarize this. I'm coming out there, and we're already scheduling dates. If we haven't scheduled one, if we scheduled one near you, you're going to get an email notification here. If I have not, I will. I will see everybody by the end of summer. We will get everybody on Talk Accounting, the new app, and then you can decide, Casey, do I want you to book me into the Kiwanis Club, or can I do it myself? That'll be totally up to you. And then, because you might want to do it yourself and not pay Oz to do it for you. And then that's step number one. Step number two, you're going to get a lot of downloads. Those people that download, some are going to call you immediately and say, hey, I want this to go right into QuickBooks. I'll pay you the $20 a month. We split that. Some will say, I want you to do my bookkeeping. Can you move this into the next level of service? And you keep your bookkeeping money, of course, or tax return money. And some are going to just hang back. And the ones that hang back, we're going to make sure they know who we are and remind them that we've got that app on their phone by touching them on the social networks. And here's something really interesting. Almost none of the people that download the app are going to not have social media pages. Remember I said out of 100, we'll get 80. Well, the 20 that aren't on LinkedIn are the same 20 that didn't download. So we don't care about those 20 anyway. We only care about the people that we can build an easy, fast relationship with. Okay, that's everything I wanted to talk about today. I appreciate everybody logging on. I don't see any questions that popped up. So if you want to talk to us, just call the office and ask Oz or Caitlin any questions, or have them book a time for me, and I will be sending out schedules as we get them built. I'll be out to see you soon. If you're going to any of these trade shows, even QB Connect, let us know because we'd love to set up a time we can sit down and chat with you for a few minutes. We're going to be at all the accounting shows this year. Thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.